Yay! It is day 6 of our 7 at 7. And I just want to say a big thank you to the yoga and meditation teachers who are following along with this, as well as everybody else. I hope you're enjoying it. And I would ask you to subscribe to the YouTube channel, share these videos, get it out there, simple practices that can really help people. And do give me a shout in the comments if you've enjoyed it and let me know how you're getting on. So, requests for my next 7 at 7. But for now, let's get on with our practice this morning. It is going to be exciting one. It's the ujayi breath. If you know it already, you probably love it. If it's new to you, you might find it challenging. So bear with me. Let's give it a go and we're going to have a lovely practice. So let's get set up and started. Seated for this one. Starting with just that feeling of settling into the body. Invitation there to close the eyes, to have a soft gaze, and to just double check your alignment. How are you feeling? Can you feel your sit bones on the ground or on your cushion, or maybe sitting up on your bed or your chair? Can you feel the length of your spine from your tail all the way up to the top of your head? Allowing the shoulders to melt a little if you can, letting go of anything you don't need. And sometimes we wake up out of bed a little bit crumpled. So almost feeling that you lengthen up, you open up like a flower growing up towards the sun, opening out and lifting and lengthening up through the crown of the head as you sit here and breathe. As always, we'll start with coming into our own natural breath. Sometimes awareness of the breath can be the most difficult practice because we start to make judgments about the breath or change the breath as we watch it. My invitation to you here is to see if you can sit and wait for the breath. Notice the breath and notice the four parts of the breath. So not just the inhale and the exhale, but the pause at the very bottom of the exhale and that moment of stillness at the peak of the inhale, turning point. Identifying those four parts of the breath. And whatever kind of a week it's been or whatever kind of day it is for you, looking out in front, I want you to see if you can stay connected and focused with just watching those four parts of the breath. Watching the breath coming in, watching the pause at the top of the inhale, watching the breath going out, and resting in that pause at the end of the exhale. As you watch the breath, where are you feeling it? Do you feel it in the nostrils? Maybe you are more aware of that rise and fall in the chest. Maybe you feel it further down in the belly or the ribs. Or maybe today is a difficult day and you're finding it hard to stay present and you're finding your mind skipping off into other thoughts. Whichever is happening, just know that you're not alone and keep coming back to that breath. Okay, now we're going to bring in a different kind of breath today. This is our ujayi breath. But before we do that, let's just take one of our big complete breaths. So on the next exhale, slow down that exhale, feel the tummy draw in, the ribs draw in. And as you inhale really deeply down to the belly, expanding the sides of the body, all the way up to the top of the chest. Pause at the top. And then a really slow, long exhale all the way out. So a big, complete yogic breath. And I'm going to invite you that if you're finding the ujjayi difficult today, you give it a go. And if it doesn't work for you, come back to this complete breath. It's a beautiful breath. But if you want to give it a try, our ujjayi breath, we're going to imagine or visualize that our hand is like a mirror. And if you like, you can blink open your eyes to have a look, or you can just imagine that your hand is up in front of your face and that you're going to blow on your hand as though you were blowing on a mirror to fog it up. And we want to hear the air coming out. So the mouth is open and we're blowing. And maybe you can even feel it in the voice box area, that little hollow in your throat, or just around that area when you do that. So we'll do that again. A big out. Now, could you do that in as well? And you might feel the cold air in your throat when you do that with your mouth open. So that's where we want to feel a tone in our throat when we do our ujjayi breath. Ujjayi or ujjaya is a victorious breath. It's a very powerful breath where we channel the air coming in. We create a channel and we create a little bit more force. And it's a really nice, energizing breath. It's a good one for any kind of strenuous work. But today we're doing it also as a soothing, calming breath. But it will hopefully give you a bit of energy for your morning. All right. So if you know it already, fire ahead. But if you're still with me, we're going to do that in and out through the mouth one more time. And then we're going to close the mouth and try and continue with that feeling in the throat, but with the mouth closed, breathing through the nose. Okay. So when you're ready, off you go. Breathing out in through the mouth and out. And then closing the mouth. Continuing to breathe in and out, looking for that tone. The waves at the shore. Really full, lovely, slow breaths with it, very controlled. And keep going for another 3 or 4 like that. Option here to release that practice or to continue for another while. If you did maybe 10 minutes of ujjayi breath, I know you're going to feel the difference. Amazing energy and calm throughout your day. You want to stay going with that lovely ujjayi breath. You can maybe drop into a meditation or continue to do that ujjayi breath and start to bring some movement in. Maybe if you're doing some asana, some yoga poses, you might come into your cat-cow, your downward dog, some nice standing poses, and then bring it back down to a child's pose. But if you need to go, that's okay too. Let's take one more breath together before the video ends. Breathing in, nice long breath in. and out. A nice long breath out, bowing the chin to the chest. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And I will see you tomorrow.